So some people think morality is for the weak. Is it really? Is morality something only weak people uphold? I don't think so. Or maybe they just misplace the word weak for something else, right? Because it actually takes strength to do good. It takes strength to be a good person. And I think the weakness here is not about not having strength. And I think it's more about positioning. Take, for example, a child. If you have a baby, you're definitely going to start giving them baby food before they transition to being an adult, and then you start giving them the food made for their growth at that point in time. I think it's the same thing with morality. I think morality was created to give you a certain sense of this is what is good and this is what is not. But even then, it's still subjective to a degree if you think about it on a different layer or on a different scale. You know, someone might say, "Thou shalt not live by bread alone," but if you tell that to a hungry man who doesn't know where his next meal is coming from, even though you're offering him moral lectures, he might probably punch you with the last strength in his body. He might actually knock you out. You know, but I think morality was made to help you transcend as you become your own person with your own identity, so you could know what is good for you and you could act upon it. You could become the Ubermensch. The Ubermensch is the Superman. It's about the man who prioritizes or places his own morality. He determines his own morality, and if you look at it, most institutions do that. Most institutions determine what is moral. Take the military, for example. They are their own Ubermensch. Like if you join the military, killing another man is not it's legal to kill another man. But if you just walk up in the street and shoot somebody, then you could even get killed for doing that as well, right? You might as well even end up in jail for the rest of your life, but you get the point. So most of these institutions just set up their own morality and their own standard, but how can you actually transcend your own, or how can you actually be your own person strong enough so that you could know what is good for you, and by doing that you do not harm other people? It takes, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it literally is self-work. It literally is self-work, because without the self-work you cannot overcome your emotions. It starts with overcoming your emotions, all of it. When you do you know what do you know why it's actually a good thing to make everybody sheep at first, and then the wolves have to it's like the wolves have to it's like the sheep that becomes a wolf, right? Wolf in sheep's clothing. And then when you realize that, oh my god, I've been sheep all my life, then the wolf the sheep clothing falls off. Or maybe when you're strong enough, to be your own Ubermensch, create your own morals, when you're not swayed by your emotions, you know what is good, you know what you have to do to you know what's best for you. When you know what's best for you, then you can be your own Ubermensch, and then you can literally transcend from the sheep clothes to that of the wolf, and not being a wolf to harm other people, just being a wolf because that is the best thing for you, so that when other wolves come for you, you can defend yourself, right? So morality is not for the weak, in my opinion. Morality is necessary. It's a necessity. It's a necessity, especially in today's age. it's important that people are being guided. People like to look at the system as this bad, evil thing that just wants to oppress and suppress people, but it has its advantages to some degree. It has its uses, and it's not easy to control people in mass. So I think using morality to do that is a good thing. Using morality to keep people in a certain state of mind until they decide that maybe this isn't what is meant for me, and they carve out their own path. I think that is a great thing, because not everyone was made actually to be a wolf. Most people are sheep. So if you happen to be a wolf, then you woke up. Now imagine if everybody was their own Ubermensch. What do you think will happen in the world today? It will be total chaos, right? As chaotic as it is, it is going to be way worse. Imagine people growing up without a moral code, just doing whatever they want. That is disaster. And I don't think it's the best thing for society anyway. So yes, you will have your morals, build your morals, and transcend it when it is time, or when you have complete control of all your emotions. And I mean all of it. All my life I've been a Christian. All my life. I was raised in a Christian home, grew up, church every Sunday, Bible studies every other day of the week. Literally that good kid, and Christianity helped me a lot. It helped me a lot, even though I was living on someone else's perception. All the teachings I've had, very inspiring, by the way. I was inspired, but at the point I was listening to that, it was the best thing for me. But I didn't know any better. So those were like top tier information I was receiving, until I started to learn for myself. Then I had my own identity. Then I created my part, and I overcame my emotions. And that has helped me. Without that, I don't think I would have even been able to, should I say, transcend? Without that, I don't think I would have been able to transcend my morality to become the Ubermensch today. But transcendence for me now, where I am, is showing love to my neighbor, literally. Because that is the greatest act. That is the greatest thing you could do while being alive here. Because we're all passing by. The world is not my own. I'm just a passerby, baby. So while I'm here, I have to show love to my neighbor. And if I can inspire them to be a better person, and hopefully if they're willing to transcend their emotions and not just being, should I say, being held by the code of the morality that has been set, default setting of the morality standard. I would love to do that, actually. I love it when someone is trying to wake up, and I could be the helping hand to help them do that. That gives me joy. So yeah, morality is not for the weak, even though it is for the weak. But being a Christian for me now is different from the Christian I was growing up, because now I'm not trying to be like Christ. I have Christ in me, and that is a huge difference. Well, those are my thoughts.